regions. Party for the corridors almost no presidential. Volta, Uti, Upper East, Upper West, Savannah, Blue East, Western North. Presidential. Yen we need constituency back okra ewo. We and free wa. Say now can we free her, we free her. The presidential candidate to free Northeast. Mahama free Savannah. 7 constituencies na was Savannah. Northeast 6 constituencies. Mahama timi ba Northeast ebi we need mu 3. Savannah yentime we need mu back okra. Western region MPP Koko minti omutu abamaye. The winning Western region Gladys Asma, Stephen Kreku, Papa Uso and Kuma Western region. You winning 17 constituencies a war. 2024 NPP presidential in Yabaku 1. Party for now only be questions 1. And Ukrano and your president Yankufu on the Bemwa. You win only 444 takradi. And it will beat NDC 20,000 votes. You will need 1.
Which is presidential.
Presidential. Okay. Central region, 23 constituencies. All of Central region, MPP in 2. Presidential.
Okay.
Abina, Nkraya, Eduasa 9. 34 constituencies. NPP. Presidential. Yenyamienu. Intino. Only party for look as a who can say, that results here audition by Zongos a Ghana, Zongos. Alaji mega mess or Penibia no way, Manukuim, Ochingana, Henina, Zongos, Bois, Uraku for my vote or so Zongos. A Kufuado, yet Nasara, MA campaign was Zongos a Ghana, Henina, Uraku votes a coso. 2024 Zongo se wo Ghana yelusu nini nara 3,000 Zongo communities.
Okay, now so the results in Inano at 2024 see ye more attribute and as only delegates in Kasa or more attributed to a specific.
I never mean back here party no any abiding problem. Second one also ye candidate no. Nipa na ye ni ko jina.
Okay.
Also abano ye party no. And ye candidate. Normally elections are ye presidential elections. And no ye candidate elections ni ye parliamentary elections. And only a party no elections. Even though party ni ye presidential no. Because we are ye kind presidential elections no results no candidate.
Okay.
Kufuado na we winner na abua the parliamentary candidates me frame na and so muba ebitifi and only nyomo ane yebo na epiame males me on ho den and the boa the parliamentary candidates.
Okay.
John Mahama te krin and a boy and a parliamentary candidate. Into presidential candidate also 1 into say do call now say we're 7 regions when we need Baku. Western region we are 1. Central region we are 2. Greater Accra we are 2. Ye abiding problems breaking the 8 now. Kufuado. He was trying to break the 8 of Kufuor. When you are 49.7%. Vice President was trying to break the 8 of a Kufuor. When you are 41%. Bauko Kufuor giant 6.7 million at the peak. It is a Kibe Lusu Krana. And he registered 2 million back register no. Intankebe Lusuka no dey 7 million 7.2 million say aboy ahomode. Na fofie na antoata. 6.7 million na ekufa rejai. Eso tie at about 4.6.
You can say o boss say dynamism. A lot of things changes every elections be. Don't you think say that period enema exercise ye enu nti ne management
a candidate no come.
Okay.
And other factors.
It's about candidate now. Is it because na o man for pen cry na say bibi o hono ye ya no mani ndi hu nti ne mo vote against
2028. Say ye ka say ye ko campaign na say ye the audition di enim ye kwa ko ka economy asemo a ye betimi akani maybe so.
Was it 2028?
Ye ko election ne ye ka say ye kwa ko ka economy asemo a audition betimi akani. Economy is so central to every election. 2000, you see, if you are sitting in na twaba, and no ye micro economy.
Okay.
If you are sitting in na twaba, elections biano is about one of the central pillars. Economy.
Okay.
Then we look at other sociological factors. People must believe in you. Ekufuado mancha buena ye de wo ba ne ye say sidi ni mu aye hata.
Okay.
Nti akofa branti bi aba oba be boame na mama sidi ni mu aye dene. What Ekufuado meant was that media governance no the strength no economy me strength ni ho nti me kwa akofo bi a ode ne strength in economy no e ba be boa no studio mu happy FM and all this year so be can say Ekufuado economy ni na hidden amano anko wie 2028 say all this year no be can economy once more e be heading but what say
okay
there was
so no a problem
there was some man for no Judy say ade na ye dey be share won sam who record but what say last time na record no ye deputy governor.
Okay.
And you get the connection.
Yeah.
Deputy governor. Obi Sydney.
Okay.
The bias we see a GCD the key na koto.
And you find say now vice president, no more a deputy governor, now a vice president.
But on one kasa say ewo mu studio mu a Ekufuado the economy ni na amame.
Okay.
Fede wi akire no na fede na mde
do say what that time no can say na nadan Ekufuado the economy ni na ama na mene wote heyi would you now wa bemo ujidi sa say you are well endowed when it comes to finance aspect. Na ye hye ye finance minister e wo honom me hu video bi a me hu ya lawyer and ya could be can say honorable Ken Foriata ama that I'm vice president or the opportunity go to a point na oba be the budget no na de company vice on meaning say now o man ne advice ne ade no na unti.
It's about responsibility and leadership. Then there's some weakness in leadership.
Okay.
So what day me why you see the juma 9 o'clock. It's say ababa wa kama obeti na TV so bi anim say abena na mini penifo wa say bra 9 o'clock ma bra 10 o'clock ma ade so ya see 8 o'clock e be sha say na fe the manager no wa ha no onu kura say abena ma adwuma dey am so me bu afu me ma and only leadership.
Leadership.
It's about leadership.
Okay.
If I'm in charge of the economy and you are a finance minister, all the real sector ministers are under you at EMT. You take responsibility.
Okay.
And yes, say anko ye ya so mesi enko ye dia mepe. Mo fama me. Bibia ko ye bia no magic credit the anko ye dia enyemia. You take overall responsibility, and that is what leaders do. If you took responsibility, even for the failure, Pacho say, "Anko ye kwa na ka say, adishe say na me pese na me ye, anko ye." But say kamunya bre mamia, anko ebe wi chiri say ni ebe kwa. People will believe in you. Okay. That is leadership, and the bold leadership, for that matter. But it cannot be a buffet. We could eat move family. We have could eat a sumasi.
Okay.
What's that say? If you are in charge of the economy, every minister must be under your authority for you to be able to lead. And that is really what we are talking about. Into whether and there could be, like I said, Ken say, and assume he say, Ken and Tina Semno. It's about leadership.
Okay.
Or shall I say, make sure say the boss, the president, fires him.
Possible, sir.
Manager no work piece FM. So we make Duma, we supervise and me go can't for Dixon to new wedding.
But remember, sir, members of parliament rose against that time, but
maybe because
it didn't happen.
Maybe because the person supervising him now not strong to deliver the blow for the person to be ruled. I'm talking maybe.
Okay.
I'm saying that a leader, right or wrong, good or bad, you lead. Okay. And then you let your people, you explain to the masses. Ahana me pe say yeko. Ye beto anyemu, ye beto atechemu, ye hube yefi. But ibe wie no. But what you say, ebeko ye ama ye ni na ibe dware ama ye ho efe. Now the auto anyemu ya asumesi na me ato anyemu. Auto atechemu ya asumesi. Anko ye we na we ko ye de media then that's not bold leadership.
Okay. My yembra Mekai pass journey yasi na omanfo bi elections so Dr. BRYAN ACHEAMPONG sponsor yet so for party ni sin na so sponsor pa along the line no e ba beto dwa e man komodie ni bi baaye e ma wo kan ye oh boy pa, but it was unquiet yente minim other candidates awo ye bibia publicly no o mamanfo nyina ehu adenti na sabre mum na wo ka awoma omanfo ehu de ekoso is it because bia obi show in a way the person was ungrateful about support and I said obi clean yes supporting it na over out account.
No, I don't think so. I think so. Who person a presidential candidate dey amanuku kese to say MPP anymore. Who call man for no edikan omo person mu hu onipa oye.
Okay.
Your mental faculty, your educational background, your family, who you are, edikan to me no. Omo person mu hu de wa ye dia boa amanuku MPP. And bibia wa yibia no e wo se wo ka kire omanfo no e to so me so mo person mu hu de opetimi aye amaye winning elections. You have to explain to them and give them assurance. E to so nine say you win then na wo be ya amaye e so so mo kire mu into that aspect say me kan amanuku no have been one of the biggest contributors financially to the party. Apart from that, me the madrin, Nyansa, my one day, many a Kufado, Ghana 2 times campaigning. My Eastern region, Obiani, Mekuremu, have supported other regions. So, constituency now for your campaigner. I was so catch your man for the Wayadiama, Manuku, and the Ohabia and Bonibia in him.
Internet say about to retrieve one, and yeah, no, and I was supported, sir.
2016, you win a Kufado share a party for catch up. So be anywhere, no kind of no African, no American, no black man, no white man supported the MPP or supported him to come to power more than what Dr. BRYAN ACHEAMPONG did. You were Kufado my support for this party didn't start from 2024, 2023. Where Kufado no more some more country party in Pennyfua, but all that says we win election. My contribution to get us to win the elections. He mentioned it. It's something new.
So until Obi Pebisa say, I didn't see all these while not any out. A bra wabo Timo Panasa, you won't say, who beats me your candy ninty and a woman I know, who say, in a way, no, I a lot of the service. I mean, we are the Mubia,
now they are about 12 bonting.
But
I'm saying, Kachi, me, Ubwa, be another one, no, young coupon, I did
I'm forced to ask a follow-up question into what that one on the one you're
make us a me, massive maker.
Okay.
Immediate, me a cratch, me Yamisumi, saying you be big a crowd boom, now the bois beer, men fan to mano and kicker.
Okay.
Into the fact that me come once and no say I've done a disservice to myself. I'm out for it. Me, man, not that. My way, no, that's not my style, that's not my training. But my pipa, nipa yet my dear boy, a man could almost which I say. But the fact that I can once so doesn't do me any disservice. Party for me call round, no credit maker, no. They check and they realize that is true and they believe in. I mean, who one, and that is why I'm getting a lot of support from them.
Okay, we a businessman. You're well noted for that. Obi baka say stress baby will go through, business comes with its own challenges near there. What are the things that we see the free months in see the 2 million mawa will be boa see be away on opinion.
It's a combination of we need at some point, and that time is now. A businessman who has gone through the mail and the stress that you just described, to take the helm of this country. The traditional politicians, the normal budget and distribution of resources that is getting us nowhere. We've spent the last 1 year as a country. Tell me one physical idea because a buy physical. Yeah, in 12 months. Nothing. And we just read the budget. So many billions. But the revenue to support that budget is not there. The Ministry of Agric, the support they got in 2025, budget nekain, sika omo releasing ma omo. Me minister no pass nothing. So we need to have a businessman that can jumpstart the productivity of this country, make people more productive. We have a lot of talkers, not many doers. Transformational leadership is required this time. And know that me did free all my years in business into government. And anything I say, not trying to boast, but in politics, I'm sure if you see my record in Agric, it speaks for itself. I mean, in 18 months, we had the biggest irrigation program for our food security. All those things were established by me. 2, what I did with cocoa syndication, bold leadership. 3, I set out a 5-year food security plan starting in 2024. In 2025, the inputs and rings, we have a bumper harvest that this country is not able to manage. And if we continue on, you see, next year we will have a challenge because I was expecting that the 2025 budget will build on it. Okay. The 2025 budget did not build on it. 2026 budget now, it's not building on what we left. So, we can't feed Ghana documents now. We prefer planting for food and just phase 3. Because we share a phase 2 document.
In as much as I say, feed Ghana and correspond with.
We share planting for food and just phase 2 documents now. Now we share feed Ghana documents now. As some front cover, I don't know the cover for sure. Dito. Look, yeah, plans are year now, which is not bad. Which is not bad. That's a boom.
Okay.
I'm not complaining about it. Okay, budget now. Irrigation, when we read the 2026 budget, a lot of the things in there are we had the poultry intensification program. Figures now, targets now, and one use. So, but I'm saying you back it with resources. And the trajectory to win ourselves off poultry, maize, rice, and be food self-sufficient. They are not backing it with that resources. So you will find out in 2026, after we have consumed this bumper harvest, we are going to begin to have problems that will dwell into 2028, 2029. So my point is that the learned experiences in business is what makes me largely successful.
Okay.
In politics.
In politics. Na kame me ba baby say na ba wo de ahyemu sisi say you share, you know, the track records near the ban even agri sector now, from security then you came to national na enuane prices e was so in no experience say inflation e ba no e food is 6.6. It meaning say now you can confidently say 5-year policy or even plan now we lay, you know, and no na ne every result ama eduane ebuso. You
see, there's food inflation and then there's the national inflation.
Yeah.
Now, maybe by enough food inflation about 57 around that.
Yeah.
Me feel enough food inflation 21 22, yeah,
thereabout.
Yes, and we predicted a trajectory downwards, both food inflation and national inflation. In Shishaya, yes, but in the end, you know, there has to be some stability,
okay,
and an inflation increase of about 2-3% per annum. Right? Because if price is flatter, over time it's not profitable for the farmer. In the next 10 years, the specialized way a ton 10 cities, the all producer or no beboka. Until there has to be some inflation, positive inflation, and that is not bad.
Okay.
But I'm saying that if it is 2-3%, 4%, it is stable. It's considered stable. But there has to be some state investment to guarantee a supply. As the population is increasing, the food systems now are building is feeding the country, and then the prices are relatively stable. That investment is not there. You need some bold leadership.
Okay.
One with learn from business. Okay. One person wa feel and practical. Bosumi I say we could pay salaries. Bosumi I say I feel so I say me a profit. I was say me do my for energy. I was say me say you need to have that experience to be able to put and leadership to be able to put those systems in place, and that's the experience that I'm going to bring on board.
Okay. Usually so be a kasa me do woman ni bie na me pesa me boa woman won hwe na nipa no e trace ne background obrey e wa brabom de wa fam ntino nim se de ahokyere esitie e de ade e na e drive wa e motivate wo a e ma hu se less privileged mame emwa wo mu we mu ni bi mame en support wo mu e den e na motivate you.
Well, my belief in humanity say yes obia won shebre. But and what say nye nyankopon pe so otwe wa sumpo a say obeda ko ana say obedaja ana say unya opportunity se nyankopon di adom na wo so betimi di aboa epeja obia boano and yet so boano so now can was say ya opesa kama for yen but onyankopon dum kakra yen fa nko ba bia wo abeja wako na wo ti ase no se obetimi di aboa obia boano na ono so ohu onyankopon achede a ema ono so edi ba wiase enu titu enema se mi hu se obi ekwa hochire mu a quietly no I want to help and I say oba me constituency a try to me peja o mind no me enema kese say dem be am dey be boa o mind no in the long term Christian mission okay nyamisuro odo a wo di manipa na nyankopon so aboa wo na wenye bibi no na wo so dey aboa ye ni na do na no se be oye muslimi ni kristo ni ye ni na yesu nyankopon wade bia na onye bia obetimi de aboa obi but ye kan say nyankopon wo hwa abrochire a Bill Gates or say me wu 99 in fact they are even donating billions their wealth Berkshire Hathaway's omo ye duma no na or yourself self actualize that donye na no or say my sign day ache me dey boa ehia for me dey boa say that should be the ultimate goal say nyankopon emma wo biribia wo so no fama obi bi na sabi asasi so ha onyankopon de ne bae he can live and live a good life.
Okay. So ye share ye di kan akasa no me de woko wachi kakra ene woko aprobo nipa binom to do wachi once ama woka eto wo maso ba ma yen share wo region we are so confident and you know what was say about 70% or it could be more about 15 MPs and about I be declare almost support Edia Medi and apart from that no and painful be no more party no so one also support are you not worried
nipa 23,000 and the trouble is here almost finalize the album between 22 and 23,000 and a trouble we see say 15 1-5 I can say omukudi obaku fuecha and no agreement how
and count but let's not forget to say 15 you know they represent a constituency
no but someone can say no omko NPP primaries what you say and you nipa di na to aba mo MPs even the primaries and you nipa di na to aba
but who acknowledge the fact say omu wo nkofo omu di omu echi
me say on say me constituency me wo me nkofo a edi mechi
okay
but I don't just say nipa wo constituency mo ni na no say me more me hu modern me omu never be trade mechi nipa 800 net to about how me your MP there be yes sanity
okay
maybe I me wo me strong me boys am no nam there be an pay we anwumre omu di mechi me ka say me ba UTV hay me ensa fit to care free kwa ba sanko fon de me kan bibia chiro mo a woni beti e to dey because me ka say I say my okay the honorable we dey yes so indeed 2023 catch your tea me said odi mechi pa me catch them so go to mama Baumia na me support Baumia 2023 did they know who say o catch ko we go to market me nipa me na ma be be anyume I'm not downplaying the influence of the 15 members of parliament but what I'm saying is that omanfo constituents no
okay
and the focus and so I am treating the 15 MPs as one of the 22,000 delegates now and so I know the strength of every one of them
okay
and I have profiled every one of them their constituencies
in a way no air affected
in no way
okay now but yes I have so
in
no way
yes I am psychological operations psyops
to break you and
I mean say to also continue to get the support of the public. So as soon as they win and from an we money we know post be the Baba Tuja, no free campaign officer or campaign officer near post we have to have Nini
post never free or
say
Nipa na be favor no meaning said the post na or in favor of Nipa.
Me say opa my mean decide is ochina post graph Ghana na post and make kwaku to sika amaya ye dia mama no enye post ketwa.
Oh, what me to me be mama.
Ana enye Ghana ni.
I see.
It is a lot of the things that you see no. Psychological operations.
But I told you also say majority of them so you supported them during a MPs, you know.
I'm talking about polls.
Oh no, me can't suppose
exactly my point.
Exactly my point. And then Nipa Wabuana woman meeting about MP. Now Nipa no say we position we are declare support amount.
But that is exactly that's the point I'm making. So omo kra me boa omo. Ebe ye MPs. O just say e 15. Say o the fan says 15 no say no cry because e be no so assign away. Say 15 no cry no cry na say 15 is so support me. It goes to say the fact say we onipa no MP no enche say chinchan na wo na wo be ka asem amaneti. But what I say into 23,000 net to abano 15 no omo me influence 500 gra.
Okay.
What I say.
I see.
Yeah.
Now yen share a be won say a former president meaning say party mo a party mo any president free. You should another for Adua immediate past a president of the Eastern region. Na Dr. BRYAN ACHEAMPONG of a BTV and also what Eastern region. I didn't say Eastern region from one kunya boma almost or mamidi president and no in the way no because another Eastern region no a bit me affect.
I think it is not about regionalism. It's about competence, capacity, and the belief of the electorates. In any case, Kufuor, Babaye Mampeni, or Mampeni, Uriye or the Males. Ura Mills Uriye or the Mahama. Ura Mahama Uriye or the Kufuado. Ura Kufuado Uriye or the Mahama. In this, we need 2028 elections. And Kufuado and the president in the Mahama from the northern part of Ghana. But what I say, Mahama and the Mami say, but flag bearer so, Ura Kufuor, a flag bearer, or the Kufuado. A Kufuado we as flag bearer, or the baton no, at the Maura Baumia. In this, we need January 26, and Kufuado and the Mami, a Baumia and the Mami. Into the analogy say, if you Eastern region a Kufuado, if you Eastern region propaganda, I told you competence and capacity amount for Ghana for sure. In any case, Central region, you have 4 vice presidents, the free and a president, Mills, Buzia vice president, no free Emisata. Professor Jean, and a Mills Ankasangasa. Liman, Vice President, so no free Central region. 4. Liman, Mills, Aka, Rollins. No free Central region. As a president back. In Ghana, for us, a be about some 1 region, 4 vice presidents and presidents. In the NDC for the Omudi Mills Free Central Region, Nomkofa Emisata, and Nomkofa Professor Jean in the Free Central Region, Ghana for ABD. Oh no, was a president. No, but number 2 million kind. No, you're president, all right, but we can roll. In any case, now share Mahama and president. Mahama and president of the northern half of Ghana. And to free north, no, we are not vote no. We know president answer for the northern half of Ghana. I'm saying that regionalism has no place in our country. We're a unitary state, and people are looking at competence, capacity. to deliver, to move us to the next layer. That is what people are focused on. And the core Ghana now be anywhere. Okay, say young channel we free her. The 4 across central and the back with fees in the way across Shantin, Nianco voter, Nianco no Western North, Nianco ha, Nianco ha. Nobody is saying that. They are looking at competence. Somebody who can win the elections for us in 2028.
You share a candidate now. A BA a honorable Kennedy Pumwakane others say Dr. Bryan the way I will see a GSC come delegates and almost Bosika too Ankasa and I would be a influence a woman. Is it true say Bosika too?
Oh, what does it mean? I said just
so Bosika too. So she delegates and make us if you will be a call wafa can a dear bar into 200 cities. Why would they be 1,000? 2,000.
I'm not aware.
We are saying you.
Say, no, you politics or any propaganda. One cost delegates now will catch them. So, Abena, a month for say, what about 1,000? 70,000 only as well. So, the say, and then no better say, delegates are what Ghana and crying across the country. Ebe kwa be a free bibi wa bro nimso nipa no ontimi win elections ema ya manyoku no now wajim bi ndo kwakoto abama. It's a big insult. And I hope and pray so be just I maintain so wakasa so all can dia emwa no ko bibia send ho enye sika a message and a performance. And luckily for me, candidates na many more Bako the performance at the Jaswa ye chiri muchire Ghana for Bako so me near maybe a cost of nature say what they can't quite find we are I found we bebre I found we to my would and then so say no station here and jaya to her in Sambia ekokoso ukra oti akwa na misro ma
nangi jet to say
na green ya na show say
na music queen pacho and na music
and no
me pacho
who be start question be me ni say we fia sitini nsema kese ya wuke inti se wanya wo be boa wo do wini what the answer no I say no answer I say odishe wenya memwa odishe wenya we beboa ya ko thank you to Ghana thank you to yi ba ku si fi bas e se wonu asem na ma yu election e pa mu fi bas me e wo bono ho nya de car ni de changa on antifi ho e de bankai yi si form fi bas me se wonu asem e na ma yu elections now we see we do asem na ma yu su ya so owinia afa ha be bo na ma ye win 2028 and then ya footy opposition na bia me ka say nipa mienu na idie de mansa na me ba be July so mo bi ja ye kuma no mo di agro no mo abobo na shepo no mo de ma ya manyuko na ka mi mfie chiri ho ma en ka say mo fa ball no ma me na me nko shegu no
onye say nipa me ye so bitter name bi ho no ma nko yi ama nti odi yawo e woni mu
but we are not responsible for your happiness.
Okay. Hey,
we are not responsible collectively. We are a political party. We exist to win elections. But what I say, until no se want to win elections ne my ya ye be USC you could not to be bar ya be people when so and you took me the
so even if we say obi ya dey within the party no na say yeah we nipa na anye ya instead say be am for bemba then they will speak out say no the nipa say me say ye na anye but nipa na react mu a no dey you say nye
say one kasanga sanwa dey we japa dey and how dey dey open me buafu ball ya ye boy me dey me buafu no mafa na me dey share moto na me dey come paso dey say oban e japa dey political party eye nyina ye dia Until you can't be bitter and let your bitterness bring all of us down. There has to be a limit.
Okay.
There has to be a limit. And we have to be able to tolerate everybody.
Okay.
And then you can't encoy you into me for him could draw your best sound. Ebe we are yes, what your money transgender, almost a private soon. But I dream now, cause a yen idea now, dear say, be out, make cancer, and you with the yen in Koda. We cannot build a political party. We can't build a political party. We have to tolerate all views.
Okay.
So that we can move forward.
Move forward. Be share. I fear a chemu and then it was 2023 abra na prime minister because we miss na won come on there. But be told just say after the elections and on honorable Keno Drage the feet when you cold feet to campaign for Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Emma, you came in to give 5 million Ghana cedis to him. Is it true?
So yes, it's true, but the preamble now they count, and yes, and not because he was dragging his feet.
Okay,
it is not true that he was dragging his feet. Now, what call campaign maybe, now what call campaign maybe, why elections maybe now a baby was so
okay,
and then he reached out. And then I supported him.
Okay.
But not because now on Peso Beko and I make friend no can say Uda for yes, no, that's not true.
Yes, sir.
Mean can no
and come
and no and yellow cre.
Okay.
Nemum towards the end, na audition bread. And he reached out and then
you supported.
I supported him with that money.
Okay.
But not say no pesobeko and I may make a catch and on my same call and I'm there with him and that's not true.
Okay. And they said the man for whom say we a business man na why juma bibre ama a flourish. Ebi mo want to say you trust the country in the hands of a businessman. Nipa no e de be enrich no ho. In your case, people out of the view say abra snakes incident now person will bem it's say by say it collapse in a way. It was in a way inappropriate. Say we minister our bem now be you see maybe your business to benefit out of a government property and you say the rich businessman through their business. How do you respond to this?
But I think it's too far from the truth.
Okay.
Number one, at a time where Senate Castle one ton on my Japan in 2012, 2011, 12,
okay.
And I didn't say 2017, MPP are buying a buy. I'm say I'm going to pay investors. I guess I'm going to pay investors. I'm going to out of war.
I'm going to investors.
I'm going to 2020. I'm going to say I'm going to pay. I'm going to 2021. And almost I call advertising in the Economist daily graphic. I'm advertising. We are seeing now. So I'm going to pay investors, partners. Yes, I'm going to partners. Sometimes no, na me ni abeng.
Okay.
Na me ni abeng, na me ni minister. Me be minister 2023. Until 14 companies are a bid is almost partners meeting. Na me company ne can be.
Oh, now we have 14.
14.
Is an yesterday it was a so idea say unkwana.
Omo advert. Yes, I mean my company.
O company.
I'm separate from my company.
It's true, but oh dear.
Absolutely. 14 companies and a bid in 2021. Na minister na juma ya me into me rock city me margin in this amount for management and I'm very happy with them. 14 companies 2021 and a bid. I knew about the bid.
Okay.
But I mean a bid. Yeah, but second time, 2020, Manji post. Into almost call through process na and almost shortlisted 3 companies. Smith. After 3 years, 2.5 years, open tender. A biographic movie, and almost shortlisted 3. In the 3 companies, almost shortlisted. Now, City Kabubi. There was nothing wrong with the transaction until Midimba up for vice president. And the big issue.
Was this an agenda?
Then I'm okay. Ghana honey away.
Dr. Oga Senye Ghana honey. Was this an agenda?
From 2021, there was nothing wrong with the Smith go through processes now from 14 companies, almost only about 3 open. Probably anyhow. Me be minister April 2023. Almost starting again 2021. 2022, 2023 April, and I'm be a minister. In Rock City, it was part of 3 now my shortlist. It took 1 year, 2024, and I'm enter negotiations. No problem be any. Copying that, I became one of the potential names for vice president. And I'm bound for Kofa and no Eddie Bay. And then Smith announced to say, I'm going to pay partners. I'm call parliament to be so I'm some pay partners because hotels in our essay. You can say we declare profit 2024. We be who declare profit. None of the we declare profit. Go check it. Smith that's what a minimum for light bills. Basically, for pension is kind of so yes, time was. Me be a minister 2023 no. Na baby a transaction e do no. Me dey hwe nyi because it started 2021. I go through processes no sa assembly ni. 2023 kwa me be a minister. Assembly ama ho. 2024
I won't say no we are threatened. So was it within the party? In a barnes and
work council mum now.
No, get me no you
work council mum now.
Now, Mammy, Miss only honorable with the tabla, to say, as we are all students from, Presec.
No, a junior crab.
Or your junior
crab. I'm a Tommy or Presec.
Free
Presec, I think 10 years.
Okay.
I'm a Tommy school. I don't know. I'm a Tommy or Presec.
Want him to say?
But I don't mean any problem yet. Because see, down 6 2-bedrooms in 6 hours Presec Legon.
Okay.
Make that I make a artist on. Meaning the coy for the to commence the construction. Who call me Facebook or tweet or post to crowd on her. The chairman of Foreign Affairs Committee. No, I'm a ranking member. Which is a time no he because he was under control, he was in check. So I say, oh yeah, ranking member, he behaved properly. We had a very cordial relationship. Indeed, yes, that is a flood, spillage, you see, the constituency flood there. Now, what you know call Metro TV, yes, that's right. Now, my friend, personally, I'm on the fertilizer. I call the constituency. Indeed, sorry, me be call parliament. Me not TV, so no bomb me the inti because I bomb me the other fertilizer now last week. They call the constituency. Okay, for me sending the message. Ujavo. Then of course be yes na. But if you know Michiana, come on.
One carry.
Well, respond to that particular. But if you know Michiana, we talk normally.
No one raise you. Maybe there's at least of finding.
We are business na woman. A friend of politics. What you say? Yeah, politics na here.
Hey, so much you didn't someone's image.
But I'm saying that he wants to gain advantage.
Okay.
For his political
under the expense of Obi.
No, but I'm saying that Obia any values.
Dok na Obe yes sir.
She said Obia any values.
Ela mi bisa say Obe yes sir.
Meaning
unim.
Baby, meaning Obia any values. Assembly ba ube way. No what here the ethics.
Okay.
Your morality. So what I say, your values. Because I do mayor and I say on a case by case basis.
Okay.
Maybe assembly by you know the first thing and can me mayor and say my friend. Everybody say, would you for? Way, and I'm at it. I'm at Jimu. Now one tears here, walk up a dear. Okay. So what tears here, and I say, party in the purpose of my ya. Media, the values, the morals, the ethics, and pinima mean yet the person we then moves a person we are media mencount. Into Biani, the values, the ethics, the morals or the numbers.
What the Bemu say, snitty day until say, within a bar up so we a potential, candidate to be a running mate
at the time.
At that time. No. Ye should be a number. I didn't know you say, oh, I saying so was I didn't know. That time or no say I'm on for a kind. Say, oh, we a potential candidate. And then maybe
ye presidential candidate. So there was no vacancy.
Okay. And I make I won't think of presidential and I say vice.
This is that time. Now ye presidential candidate. There was no vacancy for presidential candidates. So people were floating my name for vice president.
Exactly. Good. It's maybe but me bisa say that time. Oh, there be a dog. It didn't come out so maybe. There's all coming as a boy. Send me a move. And then me son America. It's sad meaning say to be a woody or more a adjin and now or monthful binum so aka even within the party. Okay, no your money. Okay, binum so aka say consistency a idea a matter. Ain't you say even if I say mode Obiako na ye crampo na yenshe president ebinuma konso anye ya mo maintain me can nti me dem wa na ye wo mo kan ye di ama me namti president e wonom no ye so glaring no manfo bi ehu ye president Kufuor koye the di kind de toso mi no na na de dan Kufuor ado koye the di kind de toso mi in press so okwenti say that about me akone ba akoso na sa anye ya adinti na mo rally support behind him na mo manen call for the second time na the omanfo bi wo mutim say we vice and as we running mate come no wonko take this
what's the president Kufuor ko ahe
bako
president Kufuor
eko mienu yes
okay buzi an call bako na Kufuor ko mienu
mpacho
and Kufuor ado call say
mensa
nti next one you call say
and the mpacho na say me and9
as also buzi akọ baako Kufuor ko mienu Kufuor ado ko miensa nti next ever about me ankofo 9
enye me na make
but I'm saying enye logic
yes 9 almost akọ baako anti ne mo sanfa ko bio
enye logic
okay
logical ka the buzi akọ first one Kufuor ko mienu Kufuor ado ko miensa next one e be ko 9 ansa na we wini ene logic. I didn't know any friend of politics. Okay. And politics is on performance. Yede Kufuor call 96 no. Vote now unyaye. Na emu do sing buzia edubu ahide no. Na yede ne kobio 2000. Na vote ni mu do yede ne ko 2000 no wini 2004 Kufuor vote no unyaye. Na emu odini I think your one Kasankasa 2000. But then Nico 2008 constitution in Tienye. Okay. A Kufuor Dubai. A Kufuor Dubai 2008. The vote now in Yaino. Now a move drew. It's seen Kufuor
first term
2004. Your second term. No. The interesting side and the vote in the mood or Lucy there by the year 2012. 2012 Akufo-Addo vote na onyaye na emu oduru sen do no ankasa nya 2008 no ne yedi ni ko bio 2016 no we near but what I say Akufo-Addo vote onya no 2020 no na emu oduru sen do nya no 2016 no but ne yedi ni ko bio 2024 enye yi enti no omo edo mo ko ne edo mo kokora no omo lusu kura na omo vote no koso Owinia the next election the vote no possible saying the Unyai no. The Akufo-Addo the highest soldier is 6.7 million. The highest 6.7 million. Sa 2024 yes I register 2 million ebeka. Inti san keep lusu kwa na odi anka enko 7 million 7.2 na yen lusu. Ebe ya boy akomode. Ye de odehie ne ko biwa. The vote no be kosoro ama yetimi awin.
Okay.
6.7 million na Akufo-Addo di jai. 2024 eso tiba 4.6 million. 2 million register beka voter register no back kranto amai. And the Akufo-Addo di jai no yes society 4.6 million. A year na ni vote no call 7 million.
Can me papa pisa something I appreciate dia, then there's a possibility.
It's a performance.
At the beginning, it's like I said, party no, how, and candidate no, and so how. So do you think say, 2 million na, Lucy and I said it decline, you know. Bet me the move 1.5 million, some more abo candidates.
I mean, can't say parliamentary candidates, yeah. Who are problems for constituency? Who are local boy? Who got all land cruiser crowns will be 1 for beyond my Tabatia. Who got president now to collection 5,000. Now call SDA now got to 4,005 full problem. What I say? Who papa will be to share with full on to Abama. But what I say? The parliamentary candidate, yeah. We know presidential candidate in Nigeria from the same party. I was thinking we because 2 years na nkwa MPP, CPP, PNDC, PNC, NDC, nyina no parliamentary candidates no vote no e wo form kakra 10, 20, 30, 50 essay presidential candidate 2024 per and 99% of constituencies are Ghana. Almost 99%. Omuninara. Parliamentary candidates no ebo omhomode essay presidential candidate. Just Ghana in chronic nina say emfa honi problems are any parliamentary candidate no one. Ye peno. Essay mo presidential candidate no. Se wo kanina bomu almost 350,000 votes. And the parliamentary candidates, no, LGBT, the presidential candidate, 3% of the votes. NDC has 6.2 million, Yenya 4.6, 10.8 million. 350,000 is the difference between a presidential candidate and a parliamentary candidate in our votes. There's just a party problems, no. Any parliamentary candidates, no. Apart from that, no, presidential candidates need problems, no, which is the 3% now. And that is where the problem is. If Omunya pay and there's a difference of 2,000, 3,000, constituency here with Dokua constituency, or can I quit South? Dokua NDC for BT Dokua 6,000 votes. 5,000 to NDC Dokua. Although that from one origin who are trying to now on one you will lose 5,000. On one say BT your presidential candidate by 6,000, which means the NDC BT a presidential candidate 11,000. One constituency. Parliamentary candidate lose 5,000. Presidential candidate lose 11,000. The same constituency.
So, per analysis, I would be a massive you know, what should be to say the candidates, you know, and on one form.
And I'm because I need a cook South Africa.
I know in Ghana, percent was it 99%?
Around 90%. Yeah, areas are about if I say 1 or 2% your presidential candidate ni BT parliamentary candidates. Ube come hokran. Na bina problems wo your presidential candidate ni so your Muslimini. OBT in team for your reverend on one room kasa in American. OBT reverend in team for your Asen South. No credit. Unya 17,000 your presidential candidate. In team for your in 14,000. But MPP maybe or co-independent. Or no actually 10,000 votes for parliamentary. No.
Okay.
And no my presidential candidate 18 BT. Yeah. Parliamentary candidate. No. Oko Aguna Wesa. Then I hear presidential candidate ABT a parliamentary candidate Chris after. But you come on Cynthia Morrison, gender minister. Gender minister. Or co-independent. Actually 7,000 votes. And then am I a presidential candidate? It will BT. Into constituencies now, we will say a presidential candidate, BT a parliamentary candidate. Ube come on. Na party no war. Internal problems. Other than that, Ghana had do Bonara. The parliamentary candidates, ABT a presidential candidate. It didn't see that. It didn't see that where politics. So it is about performance, which then defeats the logic of Buzi Akobako, the Kufu Akomienu, a Kufu Akomiensa, and Jeff Abaomianko 9.
Okay. Until no dear NC.
Every party for them too.
Okay. Doc, you share a ban of parliament, more members or representatives and near the leadership. Are you happy with them?
But I'm saying that you're asking me to pass a judgment on myself. I'm part of the parliamentary caucus, and these are our leaders.
Okay.
And you have to tell me whether when you leaders who want to say.
No, once a woman ideas will be a dear if you're happier. Confidently you talk about it.
These are our leaders.
Oh, dear, manager one so be to be a part of it.
You see, 2024 NDC MPs, Parliament will do Mukai, only to be a match pass. I don't have Ghana for Solomon. And
I'm acting power. Oh, they be saying to I know so you're happy.
But I'm saying
only a match pass
in propaganda studies. There's something we call stacking.
Okay.
Abina any papa if he hungry, koko. Abina ebroni, it will be who say, Abina papa ebroni. And papa if he say quoi. Propaganda ni be account to see moi. So na your leadership
propaganda. I mean, me a journalist.
No. So are you saying you are not happy?
No, I'm not the one to, say it. Yes, if you that need them, no, say this.
So many of that
okay, I see. Now you talk to bottom approach. Enra Honorable Ken Baha say 2023 or who they say reggae elections and or count wale asem ebodin si so say onya 92 amatama no mo kind no obi gina ho na no watching papers na e share the bottom later no one chairman be catch and say oh na yempese be disappointed ye nipa no which is Dr. Bawumi because yempese be guna ma say ya sure no 100% na who they say deliberately no say party structures now a favor one person. Do you agree with him on that? Now, if yes, and answer say no, why would you trust a top to bottom approach now? More banana.
Example now with the has no bearing on the top to bottom approach.
Sir.
No. Elections, immunism, say Reagan. Ubia per se or get your ahead.
Okay.
In politics, in life, and in elections.
Okay.
Everybody wants to get ahead. Peace FM, Mudai Mukra. Peace wants to get ahead of UTV. UTV wants to get ahead of OKFM. Everybody wants to get ahead.
Any idea of any healthy competition?
But I'm saying in the end, no health in free wire competition. So that's it. And in competition, you want to get ahead. In the elections, no. So one fan move for more. Somebody will want to get ahead of you.
Okay.
Until say when him say we opponent, no. Ewo asam kan wale say also obey example when you're 92. And she say ebe na wo de to form wale a anka betimi aboa amasa incident no NC. So when Timmy and Fasa share no move from one, then you yourself you are not prepared. Because in the general election now when the NDC for Bekon. So you know straightforward amount. Then I was saying you need to have systems on the ground to prevent rigging. So just here. And you know the first thing we are doing in these elections, 2026 elections, is to make sure that we have a credible album. And so far, the Presidential Elections Committee, they've performed creditably well.
Okay.
I'm very, very happy with the work that they have done. Number two, among the elections, national electoral commission. In 2024, it was both the party and the electoral commission and an ADJUMD. This time round, they've ceded everything to the electoral commission because of a name in Hunubia, almost was the last elections. 2026, security, no. Last time, normally share party in party ni police. This time, no. You see, they share police in
police in Okay.
So just say, until we are evolving. Ghana, in fact, we are seeing and man to even in America, we have blacks in Tuaba, and a blacks bet to Aba, and a ma bet to Aba. Ghana, now you the transparent ballot box. Yes, sir, you know, pick first, you have ballot papers. Nancy, you have ballot paper near biometric verification. We are evolving as a people. We are also evolving as a political party. You see what last election, no. Even this election, you feel very transparent. No? One kasangasa, one fan share, and two akwema. Somebody will want to get ahead of you. It is not just the field campaigning. You have to make sure that you have the right infrastructure on the ground to make sure that anyone is see any CBO.
So we are happy with the a presidential candidate Banansana Matuada, you know you're okay with it. I cannot talk to bottom up.
Happy or not, we are where we are. So just at the end of the tour, you manage what you can deal with and what you cannot deal with.
But beginning, they can buy a PEMO.
No, because it compressed the time one. I was a maybe 2 coin. Apart from some of my 6 months, say a campaign or the Ghana had. Almost time, MP no we and almost time my 1 month, say, move to the 5 months. And you have to go to every single concert. A free Bamianko, Edeba main road, 2 hours. Oof in the East. A quite no so yet. Western North. A free Baboso, a bessie bar. A friend is saying, also 1.5 hours from one call Accra. If you can't go north or can't go south at 12 minutes, but as you hit the country, Upper West, one concentrated at 3 hours drive. And this is a more short time, a hour dream. And this will be Piazza Yen, maybe on what come you and and when you're quite unquire. Or their falcon. Politics, no.
And to the woman is say, as in fully national, that's not your person or your money favor would be.
That's a favor now, no person be favor would be, no. And then the GD. But not because it was because a young research that went to me for Ghana, Nina. I say, maybe my Ghana could bought much over baby, and the Muko see people so. I want from money a thing. And this one training was how weather no more. Who to me can have now home? Eti. So a man for the people Bogana movie Aboriginal by the Omoko Paladam Park or Tamale. We are no sure a better affect your performance. Into be person compressed time. No person compressed time, no largely because won't me and call Ghana Hanina. But the end we are trained, we are strong.
Okay, you are trained, you're strong, maybe so be can say me say you've been in the US Army,
Air Force.
Air Force. No question be so no question. One can be actually they say no crebiasa in what be.
That's it. Abante be a safe for the Kevin Taylor. On the crowd say me koi. Name me koi na me gao and me fuel attendant. And actually was saying say me koi na fide me bofre. I was with them. There's no doubt I was in the US Air Force. I'm retired.
Okay. And they yensha or man for the drona eshe Dr. BRYAN ACHEAMPONG. A dear ena a delegate and shaso and kase ye toba a dear
delivery, high performance. Somebody who can, a bold leader who I'll beat media 2028 elections. No, Mosha Afani Afano. I had the Usia Cantam Feko Hadia. Ye my uncle in yet to me, yet the Faha in yet to me, and then Penny Kennedy, or better now, one Casancasa will station her. Near my Ecocoso. I don't pay a better into year for say, some may be fear no more. Yes, now, maybe young combination, some night Akofa how Ediaba. Chile and then answer Adua in some Koki, the other contestants, no more cheetah for some more free or Manuma. We cannot unite the party if either factions get it in 2020. And I'm the only person that can unite both factions.
Maybe so you Joshua.
MPP Joshua. Because Chase has a campaigns for America. And it's because Nyankopon AD Israel for the Nimbiomako Bosha assassins. Not a Kasakasa woman. But Usha Kasakasa nearby, no Nyankopon missing Kunya. Say, Mumain CC, Numas, and Semno, and Sani Akobosha assassins. That's it. Until Ubekaya, Abra, Odomokwa, Moses, Casa, Montreal, Waha, and Kwakofa, and Sampana Ban. Moses Coin. Israel fully because of Upon, here, Chef, and Aaron, on the super catcher, and say, Cratchet. Maybe I near war Egypt, no near one Quasumu, near Toye. Yaman answer. One could fire bosom namre, you know, I will become. Aaron and Timmy pressure, no. Abena no Jomo, a good deal no bosom now. Moses by could be as or more train, no, and no more money, Aaron, yes, and a casa the bomb, Tamodan coupon singular. Look at Moses, we and Yankopon Kofa Nipa for cra. Brand new terror by a friend of Joshua. Joshua, the deep amount for the name, now form Kobosha assassin. So you could do a whole basic Kunya. The judge born in the by say a marble from the Nilaka. The Amaka Sakasa Kupi, Domi Kupi, Bono Kupi Hano, Yebeka was them. Nipa for now, Wabano. Brand new. I hear me. B.A. Joshua. The MPP, ever Kobosha.
B.A. Joshua. That's your new name. Okay. Minister Kenzie is when you saw. Based on the Numa Waye.
Yeah.
Generally, after 31st December 2026, percentage say now be.
Profiling now, even though it puts me ahead now, it puts me around 49%.
Okay.
With about 23,000 people still undecided.
Okay.
I am hoping that I can move a lot of the undecided to my side so that I cross the 50%.
Okay.
But Mentimian crosses 50%, even though I'll be first in the first round. Mentimian crosses 50%. Second round, makes me 75%.
Wow.
In the second round. It's when you're 75.
I see. Na say the calculations are way in na. Once I dey say coin na any anymore chiri. It is a company say sanyo. Na se bi ekoye Dr. Baumia na se bi honorable Kena. Over campaigning at the many panel.
Absolutely.
Na se company so say rerun no between the two why not be supported?
Well, it's true how we cross the bridge. But see, the senior identity coin, there are three sides of a coin. A nim a tea so I say coin will be a coin basically a yemia a second round a so in the second round so the other options now we can do and that and coin two sides.
Make sure you say 1st February Menewo anybody come as a flag bearer of New Patriotic Party and now.
Onyankopon inti ebebem.
Dr. Brian, Maminda was say.
And
Nana pay.
Charity for so be.
Omunyina. Oh, mama usimana one omu enkasa.
But MPP delegates, maba dodo na nine so akakakra was say me babeye. Menya fidie kase ya mamchia mu na mo amabie mu pono e de tie me 200,000 or 209,000 delegates. Me wogidie say onyankopon be share ne ho enyonyam de obema yenya to me 2020 no beto aba e de amano de bia me namo ameka no me na metimi aka afenu no e de abom ama e de enya to me resources are the elections no so maybe the polling station so MID aye juma onyankopon de to me e share yensa development was a yema omanfo no community no na omo bre no eba fom no ma sho omo bo be gina me nan mu abranti aye juma no ama hoto aba obre no akofom ne bibia wo so bia so enyam no mfie nan ya me ba be gina mu no memma obi anya ahyenso de akase me koboa amanuko yi ema aba aban we ena me nso manya free mu na no achi no so machichi bibi se kutu
se bam
ya mesaje ado mase akase muboa me no nyonya mama de ahye me no we na me so me de eri amamo now my Ghana no ya be so me your mind no we transform the country and move it to the present stage that will have a highly productive society. I bema ebi brim hadie ebe yeso nkokora eno na me ka kire manfo no me feel that was say ma me akwenye ama yesa
me da se pa nsem de nanka bebre wo ho so be for see sanko fa inchi nti uje to musa nti me se obi ade ba ko a wo hu ne se abra wo be ye minister na sana wo ba mu anko yi ase ma wo mra wo be sesa eyede name
as my ministry or ministry ade ba ko anka minister ni sanka meko me you see me be a minister 18 months even though na me a minister office of the president or the oboa yes and I'm the ministry of national security na minister anka wo na me boa no even though na me deputy minister no na me a minister of state e wo me boa minister no me call interior na ambrosary wo agric and I'm a minister me call 3 months me a new policy they make us na minister there and me nya mfie nan anka ebetime de niam ni na agwa kwanu ti say o ka say then na me pese me sesa no ade ba kwa anka me the best nyankopon sanko de do me mere ya anka me nsa no adwuma no ka manfo ebe hunu pa
na kan kwa say because kai sa issue we by between when Cocoa board then CEO any
issues be amba issues be anyhow.
Hey, Dr. Brian.
Adem.
Issue be amba.
David.
Sir, more resolve and answer amba. Into one to
say I think there was issue now person can say me cancel syndication 2024 cocoa syndication. Abanye kasa abanye no ni omampani president. E kasa say be abanye ya e omampani abanye nya e omampani. ɔmampanin nso de tumi no ama ne ministers na soafo me na me ɔsoafo a ɛyɛ ahwɛ ekuayɛ so aduane ne kuayɛ so sɛ cocoa board security man no gyina hɔ so ɔkɔyɛ bɔne a minister no ne yɛde bɛhyɛ me minister no ba ɔmmɔ no ho mmɔden
obi a yɛde ɔpɛ
sɛ kɔm de obi wɔ walewale a ɛnyɛ district agric officer ne yɛde hyɛ no yɛ minister no ne yɛde sobɔ no yɛ den ɛbɔ nti no sɛ na ewia yɛde akɔbɔ ɔmampanin crime ɛkɔ soro wɔ Ghana ha yɛ IGP yɛn ka na asɛm yɛde mɔ ɔmampanin ɔman no mu korɔ no akɔ so na yɛde bɔ nti sɛ yɛyɛ policy sɛ yɛ cancel syndication na woyɛ CEO ana technical officer na security man sɛ ɔmo bɛyɛ syndication meeting me security man me na me bie gate no ɛma mo kɔ mu nti no fa credit na ma me dabi yɛnya ne saa ɛyɛ edi kan credit no kɔ ɔmampanin hɔ na ewi a ne minister na wodi anim ma ne workers no etimi achieve the policy no now the minister say memory so na yedi we buy na subordinates abaka say enye no kwe na me na me type document no me na me try no it doesn't work like that njo kan ya me kan na me ka say issues bia anyhow but me to ma we gani ma ke bi ni kan na wo no sani abere sani ma we gani ma ke e ku ma ke o shiki ni wo ba for 2020 6 January 31st amekami amefo oshikie kami wa make sure ke no fia no nimba ame consensus nimba kame oba tueni kame wa make sure ke 2020 the no fia no ka fi elections se waka baba ha me no waka ba fita campaign no wo fi campaign ni miwa ni waka win election e ke wo win hu no fear no ni isani amena ye politics me wa make sure ke 4 years any kan here okay ba ha me koni ke elections ko ba kwe no ni wo fake ha me aka ba wa wo koni MPP a winning elections na me kwe here na me fake ha me 2026 January 31st chichire mu
men think I unfortunate.
Oh,
Dr. Brian, what's it to be sure with him, sir? Baby, so we can't kind of baby no more. So we're too elite, so polished.
Medo Benami.
And no, I know you're there. Me patrol, I mean, you about January. Sen ko be ma me first second week in January so anka ebebo na fe
Rebecca wants
Martin ti ma yenda wase so e wo mre na wadache ye ni asopa
me you say I know like too direct too sure
hey Dr. Brian I was for I say end up with Dr. Bryan Acheampong, a presidential candidate, hope for New Patriotic Party and